Well, here we are, another edition of our Rotary Unplugged, where you get to know fellow Rotarians, or, of course, Rotarians that you want to know, and we give you all the details here. So here we go. Our next guest. Oh, should I say she needs no introduction? She's won every award. I bet there's still one out there, including one from Rotary. She's been president of this and that, and she's got some fun, silly things to share. So an honor to speak with you, our Dr. Jackie Taylor. Dr. Taylor, I'll call you Jackie. Hi to you.
Hi, how are you? And
Fun.
great to be here for Rotary this morning.
Rotary is so close to your heart, Jackie. When did you first come to know Rotary?
Actually, I was thinking about it the other day, and when I worked for President Gannon at Lansing Community College, he was a member of Rotary. And I used to have to drive him to meetings all over so that he could keep up his attendance and things like that. So that and the fact that my son was considered a junior Rotarian at Grand Ledge, Michigan, when he was in high school. His boss took him to Rotary.
Wow.
And I made desserts for Rotary at that time.
My,
So that was the way our church women could make some money because they served the Rotary lunches once a week on there.
would you agree that times have changed a bit?
I would say they have changed a great deal. And by the time I became a Rotarian, they had even changed a lot more. But even since I became a Rotarian 27 years ago, we've gotten a much more open, much more welcoming. We're not so staid and so set in our ways, and I think it's great. And I love our foundation, the scholarships that we provide, the grants that we provide, the openness, the ability to integrate worldwide, and just be a part of 34,000 different clubs throughout the world. And I have visited in Florida, in New Jersey, in Hawaii. I even have visited Rotary clubs in Taiwan. I mean, we know that we are welcome throughout this world.
Wonderful. Well, let me ask a blunt follow-up then. How does the Rotary Club of Grand Rapids compare to a Rotary Club in Hawaii?
Uh, I'd say that we are just as open and welcoming and warm-hearted any place I have ever been in the world, but our club is particularly focused on service above self, and it's very, very evident in our Rotary members on how much they care. I was recently at Kids Food Basket, and the way that 18 of us showed up that morning and worked together to put together thousands of sandwiches for students that people and individuals and students who may be food insufficient that were going to be eating what we were putting together, and yet we were doing it out of the love of our hearts and having a good time preparing that food so that we knew that kids were going to enjoy it.
And there's nothing wrong with having fun, of course, while serving others for sure. A bit more of your history, Jackie. Remind us of the importance of your personal presidency.
And my personal what?
Presidency. You were a very important president.
Yeah, 2008, 2009. I think I was only the fourth female
Mm.
to be president of this Rotary Club in Grand Rapids. And one of the things that I created that year was the opportunity for different Rotarians to stand up and say, I love Rotary because. And they all had a different rationale for loving Rotary. And it was so much fun to hear one or two of them at each Rotary meeting who would stand up and just shout it out. I love Rotary because, and it makes you feel really proud because there are so many different reasons for people loving Rotary, but it all comes down to service above self and how we treat the world and how we open up our arms to the world. I particularly love mentoring our student scholarship recipients and being a part of selecting students who will utilize what they learn from their education, but also what they learn from being a part of Rotary to change the world for the better.
Wonderful. Jackie, talk to me a little bit about your Service Above Self award.
Oh, the Fred Meyer Service Above Self Award. And remember that night that I showed a a shirt that I had bought when Fred Meyer opened a store in Okemos, Michigan, and I paid $1.99 for it, and that was 30 some years ago. And I still have that shirt in my closet. I still wear it. It's a Meyer shirt for $1.99 that is now 35, 40 years old. And Fred, I used to tell Fred Meyer about that. But I also used to tell Fred how much my granddaughter loved the nature at Frederick Meyer Gardens. And to be able to sit at the Rotary table with Fred Meyer and see the joy in his eyes when I could tell him that my granddaughter said to me once when she was a little girl, Grandma, let's just sit here and enjoy this nature. That's Frederick Meyer Gardens.
Thank you for that and
And
kudos.
that's Rotary.
That's Rotary.
Think about that. uh, that Fred Meyer took time to come to Rotary because he believed in it. And I will never forget being there for the opening of the big bronze horse. He
Oh,
had Rotary out there that day. And we were one of the first to have access to see that horse. Because we were Rotarians, because he believed in us.
nice. Thank you for sharing that story, Jackie. Now, I want to share a few stories about you. I understand you think you're tall and you were a big basketball guru. Hey, I
I
bet
know it. I still think I'm tall, and people laugh at me all the time. They say, You couldn't have played basketball. And I said, You better believe I played basketball, and I was captain of the team, even.
when I
Uh,
we need to
and
get the courage.
I
Yes.
loved playing basketball. I also played baseball. I was pretty darn good at baseball. And my son was a great pitcher on Little League for baseball.
Well,
And he and I used to practice over the years. Yeah.
we need a sports affinity group then when we can get back on the court and the field. Jackie, but you love your bridge. Talk to me about your bridge club.
Oh, I love my bridge club. I do everything to never miss my bridge club. Bad cards, good cards, it doesn't make any difference. but I'm still not the best bidder in the world. But boy, if I bid, I try to make it. And bridge to me is it's dynamic, but it also is a brain builder and keeps our brains sharp. But playing bridge, I will play that till I'm 200 years old.
Good. Well, you're far from that for sure. Jackie, your son still teases you that you had him sell toothbrushes way back when. Now, why did you have him do that?
Yeah, I'm a pretty busy lady with a lot of different boards, and still working with Pandera, and I love Pandera. I love the services we provide. I love the clients, the way that we can help people be the best they can be and to know themselves, to understand their strengths, uh, to know that, yes, we all have blind spots, but how can we truly be the best we can be?
Yes,
Uh,
and I know that again, Pondera, you're home away from home, but what is this? You had your son out selling Fuller toothbrushes.
oh,
Tell me that story.
yes, yes, I wanted to teach him how to be a good businessman,
It's like you.
and that's the way he earned his first baseball mitt. Was selling Fuller toothbrushes door to door. And yes, I had to help sell a few too. But bless his heart, he still laughs at me today. And I said, okay, honey, that's what made you the businessman you are today.
Yeah.
Chief Compliance Officer, you know how to sell, but you also know how to handle that money.
Yes. Jackie, one last fun fact. I know you knew you wanted to be in education, teaching in the way, many ways you do since you were three.
Yes. From the time I was 3 years old, I knew I was going to be in education. I say the good Lord guided me all of those years. I didn't know how, when, or where, but to go on and become a college vice president and president and work in multi-campuses in 3 different states, plus internationally set up programs so that our students could study abroad, and set up programs. We set up the first year-long study abroad in Japan for any community college in this nation. And we did that back in the early 80s. Think about those types of things that we have helped open up the world for students so that they learn about international people and they learn from not only what they know from their own hearts, but from the hearts of people across this world. That's what really helps make it a better world. Knowledge.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge and, of course, your knowledge today with Pondera Advisors, your day job. My final tough question, Jackie Taylor, why be a part of Rotary?
I think if we're going to all work together to change the world for the better, we want to know the world. And being a part of Rotary is connecting with millions of people throughout this world. And it's through opening our hearts, opening our minds, and opening the way that we understand each other. And that's democracy, but that's Rotary.
Wonderful. We've got to keep that quote, as they say. Dr. Jackie Taylor, thank you for being the Rotarian and person you are.
Thank you, Shelley.
J.R. Muller, we bring you in.
All right. Thank you both for your time today. Great interview between the two of you there. Appreciate it. This podcast and old podcasts can be found on the grrotary.org website under the tab Unplug. You can also download the Apple Podcast app to your phone and just type in Grand Rapids Rotary Unplugged and find the podcast there as well. Appreciate your time today. Have an awesome day.